and then of course conversation being, coming together and us actually finding out that we was kindred spirits allowed us to have more and more conversations, allowed us to find out that we really was family. And we was interconnected with different people, but especially, then again, too, we Flintstones. So at the end of the day, we 3 conversations from being connected, either family or association with somebody here. And come to find out that he was someone who had protected my little cousin, man, at a time that if I was here, I would have been doing exactly what he was doing. You know what I mean? So to find out that he was covered for someone of mine, it automatically brings that loyalty, you know what I'm saying? Holler at fam and let him know, you know what I'm saying, I was going through transition, coming out of state and looking at maybe even migrating back home. And you know what I'm saying, you got a place for the fam. If I could come that way, he was like, bro, come get under my umbrella, fam.
Honored, man. Honored to be able to take the opportunity to share light on the brother that's been a blessing. Been a blessing personally, but he's also been a blessing to the community. Especially since I didn't know him initially that I was following his blueprint and his role model, and had never met the brother directly. Talking about brother Shabazz, brother Raheem Shabazz. Very blessed to meet the brother, and we were connected through very trusted lines. You know what I'm saying? Here in Flint, when people endorse you, it means a whole lot. And to be endorsed from another state, and to be able to meet my brother from not even in the same state, does the network, and then come to my hometown, and I'm a prodigal son of the city, and to come back home, you know what I mean, and in the midst of all of the things that go on in what they call midlife crisis, which is basically just the middle passage of your life when our elders are leaving. And, me, I come back home to my city being poisoned, and, the chaos, and it's like, no, it's all hands on deck. I mean, we don't spend no time complaining, we don't spend no time crying. I mean, you might cry in the midst, but in the midst of the work, as long as you're working, then there's a progress that's gonna come. That's the Flint way. No matter what, get that bag in.
Tell me about some of the work y'all did.
Man, we've done everything from the back streets to corporate. Both having histories in personal protection. His very vast protection history. He's protected the highest levels. You know what I'm saying? From the Michael Jacksons to the Dr. Dre's, when Suge was at a nigga head, which we all know that nobody want to be on the other side of Suge. You know what I mean? Just multitudes of people, man. You know what I mean? Honestly, I don't want to get into a whole bunch of name dropping because I don't want to, you know what I mean, minimize the multitude of who the brother is from a whole standpoint. Community activists, came in and we holding down the hair stores and the late night gas stations and the grocery stores, the local grocery store, the places where all of the chaos happens in our community. But not only that, the places where people are so tired, so just not gonna tolerate being overly policed, overly enforced when it's unnecessary. But at the same time, having those around that you respect enough that when they say, hey man, you need to get in order, you're gonna respect that because of who it is and where they come from. Also, bro held down like the most deadly place, man, that Flint is known, which was the Beavers back in the day when it really was its deadliest. And if you are the security there, you was dealing with bloodbath every weekend and putting out, physical crisis nightly when you have people who warring in all different communities that come to party in the one little place in the city that everybody come to party, or the one place that the big artist of the city was going to be after party or whatever. So, and then again, fam was instrumental in being a liaison to a lot of cats, as he likes to use, from the back streets that wanted to become corporate. Because brother has a brilliant mind, brilliant corporate mind. You know what I mean? And I always call him one of my law-abiding citizens. Because the character in that movie, in the Jamie Foxx movie, describes a couple of brothers that I know that does this work. Actually, a lot of brothers that do this work, but it's only certain ones that work on that level, and brothers definitely in that class. I also would say to you, man, that brother's very gracious. And that's rare to find, especially from one that has to use their might in order to earn their check, so to speak. You know what I mean? And being able to balance that. Also, there's a revolutionary consistency that my brother brings to the forefront. And I have to say, in the spirit of and also too by meeting brother Shabazz and networking with him and working under his umbrella, as well as uniting his umbrella with my movement. Got the chance to meet the most prolific brother I think I've met so far in my life. You know what I'm saying? Brother Ellis, who passed this past April. And he was our Ali. I mean, when us strong black men, we gotta recognize, man, that it's our job to nurture and nurture our brothers as well, because if you think about it, we was about 5 or 6 years old when the world stopped looking at a young black boy and nurturing him and supporting him. And usually in for a black man between 5 and 10 years old. And then the rest of the time of his life, he's dealt with as an adversary by everyone on the planet. Those that go through that, we need to make sure that we remember not to pass that curse on to the next young. Man, salute. One love from your boy, Big Flint.